Hello everyone, watching today's first video. Going to have a look at the weather next week to 10 days for today's first video. Day 10 will take us around the 10th of December. We'll be able to extend out beyond that, be extended GFS and ECM ensembles. Look at CFS at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. And I shall get on that view very shortly. Just to say that I have got plenty of pictures to show, but I can't show them in this video. I'm running very late. Got to get part 2 of the 13th winter update up for you at 6 o'clock. So I need to get this recorded, uploaded, and out of the way. So I'm going to show your weather pics in tomorrow's 10 to 14 day video update when I have a little bit more time. But don't worry, I will be sharing some of your pictures in tomorrow's 10 to 14 day. Right, so first thing I'm going to do, though, is shout out our new patron. So, I have got channel members to shout out as well. There are going to be more shout outs to channel members in the coming days of videos. But today I want to do our patron. We picked up a new patron last week. So I'm going to say thank you so much to Hugh Marshall. Thank you so much to Hugh Marshall for becoming a patron for GavsWeatherVids. It's incredibly kind. Thank you so much, Hugh, for doing that. I haven't been plugging Patreon and PayPal all that much over the past few weeks. So we do have our Patreon page. If you would like to become a patron for GavsWeatherVids, then all you need to do is come to GavsWeatherVids Patreon page, sign up for a Patreon account if you don't already have one, and then you become a patron for GavsWeatherVids by doing that, just as Hugh has done. So thank you so much to all of our patrons, and thank you so much to Hugh Marshall as well for becoming a patron for GavsWeatherVids. There is also PayPal as well if you would like to just give a one-off donation to GavsWeatherVids. All you need to do is come to the GavsWeatherVids PayPal page and sign into your PayPal account, meaning give whatever sort of donation you would like to GavsWeatherVids. Very, very simple to do that. Thank you so much to all of our PayPal donors. And then, of course, lastly, we've got our YouTube channel members. As I say, there will be shout-outs for new channel members coming in the next few days. So we've got, I think, around 55 channel members now. So thank you so much to all of our channel members as well. And if you would like to become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids, then all you need to do is come to GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel, click the join button, and yeah, that's how you become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much to all of our channel members. As I say, shout outs are coming for new channel members in the next few days. I'd like to do one video for one person. See what I mean? So that means I do get a little bit behind with it, but I think it works much nicer then that everybody has their own individual video rather than having to sort of share share a video. So yeah, thank you so much everybody. Thank you so much for all of the support, and of course special thank you to Hugh Marshall for becoming a patron for GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, Hugh, for doing that. Subs are going up still, so we are currently at 8,360 subscribers. We're on the grind to 9k subs. Hopefully, eventually, we might get to 10k. So, if you would like to become, I'd like to subscribe. So yeah, if you'd like to be a subscriber for GavsWeatherVids, all you need to do is come to the GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel and click subscribe, and then click all notifications. You'll be notified by YouTube when we are releasing content, and also when we are live streaming. Thank you so much, everybody, for all the support. It's absolutely incredible. Right, so we'll start video then. Now, we would normally begin on a Monday with central temperature, but they aren't updating at the moment for some reason at Hadley, so we won't show you that, but we will start with the 500 millibar high quality flowcharts, Penn State University, for the next week, 10 days, with the ECMWF on the top and the GFS down here on the bottom. So 500 millibars is an area in high pressure, low pressure, have been moved around by the jet stream. Red extrapolates high pressure, blue to low pressure. You can see that with the ECM, we've got this area of below average height sitting over and to the south of the country. We've got a ridge of above average heights in the North Atlantic going up towards Greenland and over towards Scandinavia as well. There's also a deep trough into eastern parts of America too. So very much a trough ridge pattern going on here on the cold side side of the jet there, then the jet rises up there, and then plunges southwards, a little bit like that. Very, very trough ridge type pattern. So anyway, the upshot is with that, we are on the cold side of the jet stream and the trough. The jet is down here, and we'll be pulling in quite cold air into that trough of low pressure. So, yeah, the first half of December continues to look, quite cold. And potentially, at times, anyway, a little bit on the wintry side. We're not talking about a December to remember here, at the moment, anyway. We're not talking about a December to remember. But certainly, appreciable levels of quite chilly and, at times, maybe wintry weather. This is how the GFS is looking. And again, we have the trough low pressure across many western parts of Europe. We've got the ridge of high pressure in the North Atlantic and heading up towards Greenland. So again, the jet stream, another trough over on the east side of America, the jet stream going to be doing something a little bit like that. And so we look unsettled, and we look quite cold, and we look potentially wintry, putting cold air down into this trough of low pressure sitting across western parts of Europe. And of course, we should be pulling in the wind with this from like an east or northeasterly direction, or northeasterly direction. So yeah, I mean, both the models are in the same direction. Maybe the GFS is a little bit more blocked in terms of northern blocking up here and getting right up into the Arctic, really. GFS doesn't have, ECM doesn't have that quite to the same extent, but they're both really seen from the same imagery, and they're both looking cold, and potentially, for some of us, some of the time, rather wintry too. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks for Sheffield. We're looking at Sheffield today. So red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Sheffield. So it could be a little bit up and down over the next couple of days. We're in a slightly warmer sector today, actually. Going to go cooler tomorrow, and then it's going to go warmer, as go towards towards Wednesday. From around midweek onwards, though, the temperature does slide, so it becomes quite a lot colder then as go into the second half of the week, and then just generally staying rather on the cold side. Actually, you'll see that most of these ensemble members, certainly for this period here, which is like the 3rd, 4th of December to, let's say, around the 14th, so like 10 days really of below average temperatures generally. Later on, there is a little bit of a recovery in the temperature possibly beginning to take place, but of course that's in the second half of December. It's very extended range stuff. Generally quite cold, I think, through the first half of December. Even if we're not talking about severely cold, we're not talking about severe freeze-up sort of December to remember levels of cold, but generally colder than average and on the cold side through the first half of December. Precipitation-wise, quite a lot of dry weather for Sheffield over the next few days, and then as the temperature drops at the end of the week, much more in way of precipitation coming along as well. Of course, as it's getting colder, there is a potential for some of that precipitation to be wintry. People are asking me about snow watch. I would expect to see snow watch sometime around the middle part of a week. We may even, I'm not going to be doing a live stream on Wednesday because we're going to premiere the, what we'll do is we'll premiere the winter forecast at 8 PM on Wednesday evening. So no live stream on Wednesday, but we could do a live stream on Thursday, maybe, and that may be a snow watch, a live snow watch. How does that sound? Just depends whether these charts hold out, though. But I would definitely expect to see snow watch later on in week. It's a little bit too early for snow watch now, but I would expect to see it later on in the week, definitely. As long as the charts hold out, of course. Beyond that, so during this period just here, which is quite cold, again, there's more precipitation spikes coming through then as well. And so, yeah, just generally quite cold and unsettled, really. Cold and unsettled through the first half of December, and potentially wintry at times. Temperature anomalies from the 30th of November to the 8th of December are looking below average, so cold and average with temperature anomaly for UK, for Ireland, and for most of western parts of Europe as well. Precipitation anomalies from 30th of November to the 8th of December, near normal. Near normal precipitation, but looking quite cold. That's the latest wind flow map from earthandoilschool.net, showing that we're still in a relatively mild westerly wind at the moment, but we are trying to turn the wind into the north up here, and these northerlies will be heading down into the UK later on in the week. So this is how the UK Met Office is looking for Thursday. So low pressure is pushing in from the northwest on Thursday. That will be bringing showery outbreaks of rain as it starts to turn colder. Some of that rain might turn to snow. That's Friday, again with the low pressure diving in from the north, bringing a risk of rain and snow to parts of the country. That's Saturday, low pressure right over the top of the country, so looking very unsettled with rain and snow around. And that's Sunday, as far as we get to, is Sunday, 6th of December, with UK Met. The low pressure is moving out into the North Sea. Winds are being pulled into the north, so maintaining pretty cold weather, really, up to the 6th of December. This is how the GFS 6Z is looking. Again, low pressure is diving in from the north as we go into the second half of the week. Low pressure sort of sliding through the country Wednesday into Thursday. The greatest risk of snow will be on the northern and western side of this low pressure. Eastern areas in the warmer sector. So rain in the east, probably risk of some snow out in the west. The low pressure then just sits sort of over into the south and southeast of the country as we go through the weekend. Again, pulling the wind in from the north to northeast direction, so looking quite cold and wintry. That's the only part of next week. So this is Monday. Week today, low pressure getting the southern North Sea by that point. Winds are in from the north, so it will be cold. Yeah, you know, there could be some snow with that. Another low pressure moves in here as we go through to Tuesday the 8th of December and on into Wednesday the 9th. That's on a bit of a southerly track as well, so there is a risk of snow coming in with this area of low pressure on its northern and eastern flank this time as it moves in to the cold air, and the detail on that to be determined, of course. That's how it looks at day 10, which is Thursday, 10th December. The low pressure then has moved down into France. We're pulling in what could be quite a cold northeasterly wind. May bring some snow showers into the east. This does look like quite a cold first half to December, doesn't it? We haven't had one for a very long time, but this does look like quite a cold first half to December. Into extended range, it looks like we start to raise the heights over to the east of the country, with turning wind into the east, so looking quite cold, but turning drier there as we move right up to the middle part of December. That's how it looks as we get as far as we go today with the GFS 6Z, which is to Wednesday the 16th of December. High pressure is over and to the east of the country. Winds are coming in from an easterly direction. So, still cold, you know, still cold right to the very end of a GFS run, but mainly dry with risk of frost by then. This is a precipitation type forecast based on that GFS run at the Weather Outlook. Let's quickly run through these charts then. So, through the week, you know, it's mainly rain early on, but then we start to see the risk of snow increasing. That's Thursday evening. We've got a little bit of snow across parts of Northern England and possibly parts of Wales as well. And then, yes, we get some heavy snow going on Thursday night into Friday across Wales, possibly extending into parts of the North and West Midlands as well, so a proper area of snow there in the west. Again, in the east, on the mild side of the low pressure, it is primarily rain in those areas. The snow extends up to Scotland as we go through Friday, and it just looks generally quite wintry, doesn't it? Going to the weekend, and we go more towards rain rather than snow. But it will still be quite cold. And then, but got more snow coming in from the east here actually on Monday across Scotland and northern England. And then as we go into the extended range, or we move right beyond a week out, we start to move that next area of low pressure in off the Atlantic, and that one is bringing snow to northern and eastern parts of the country, or a snow risk to northern and eastern parts of the country, rain down in the south. So yeah, it does look generally quite wintry, doesn't it, through this first week to 10 days of December. This is how the GEM is looking. Again, low pressure is moving in from the northwest on Thursday, diving southwards across the country, bringing a risk of rain, sleet and snow. Low pressure hanging around into the weekend, bringing more wintry weather to some of us, and cold rain in other areas. And then we move up towards day 10 and we start to bring milder winds in from off the Atlantic with the GM. A little bit different with the GM compared to what the GFS was just showing, with a milder push of winds from the west between sort of days 8 and days 10. And then this is how the ECM is looking. Again, low pressure is pushing in from the northwest on Thursday into Friday, bringing a risk of rain and snow across the country. That Saturday, again, low pressure right over top of the country, bringing further rain, sleet and snow. Low pressure then moves to our south and east as we go into Sunday. Winds are in from a north-northeast direction, so it's staying cold there into the early part of next week. This next low tries to move in from off the Atlantic. That one actually sort of slips away to our southwest, really, but it probably brings rain and snow into western parts of the country. And then we finish up looking like that. So a ridge of high pressure extending in from the southwest, keeping us mainly dry, cold and frosty up to date. If we go up beyond that, we might start to see milder air beginning to come in from off the Atlantic. Of course, that is a very long way out, and expected it because we can't go any further than day 10 with the ECM operational run. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run. So let's have a look at this then. At the moment, we're just talking about showery bursts of rain. It's really from around Thursday onwards that the air starts to get cold enough to support snow. Initially, mostly in the north, outbreaks of rain down in the south. But with time, we see more of this rain turning to snow. So, snow for Scotland. There is a little bit of snow being forecast there from the ECM, actually across, like, the east and the southeast of England, which is different to what the GFS is showing. GFS has the snow risk further west, but of course, the ECM is further east with this low. The further east this low pressure is, the greater the chance of snow, you know, through eastern parts of the country. So the ECMWF has the snow risk more across eastern areas. There is some, though, coming into the west as well. Generally just a risk of rain, sleet and snow. That's about as much we can say with this at the moment. That's why I've got to wait a day or two before I can do snow watch, because this is such a complex and marginal situation. But a risk, just a general risk of rain, sleet and snow. We've got to decide firmer on where the snow risks are going to be. In the extended range, we're bringing some rain and snow in across western parts of the country there around the 8th of December. That's indicating some quite heavy snow across Wales on the 8th of December as that low pressure tries to get in off the Atlantic, but gives us glancing blow and then slides away to the south. And then that's how we finish up, mainly dry but still quite cold at day 10. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10, which is the 10th of December from the Icelandic Met Office. 33 members of the ECM ensembles have above average heights, high pressure to the north and low pressure to the south, bringing in the wind from a cold easterly direction up to day 10. That does include the control and the operational run. 18 just here have a little bit more of a mid-Atlantic ridge with low pressure to our southeast. There is a bit of Scandinavian high as well. Winds are kind of in from a north to northwesterly direction. That looks mainly dry. That looks drier, but also quite cold. Both those options are cold, you know, just to varying degrees. It looks like most options at the moment, most roads, I suppose, are leading to cold weather at day 10. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This gets us to the 15th of December, middle of the month. 18 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure to our south and southeast, combined with a bit of a mid-Atlantic ridge, low pressure around Greenland, and a Scandinavian high. I mean, anything could be going on there. We could be pulling in like a cold easy wind. We could also be trying to set up a milder westerly wind with that one. 12 just here with low pressure to our north, high pressure in the middle of the Atlantic. That's more unsettled with probably a westerly wind. 11 maintaining the Scandinavian high and keeping the wind in from the east. 7 with a mid-Atlantic ridge going up towards Greenland and low pressure to our south and southeast. That'll be bringing in the wind from a north to northeasterly direction. Excuse me. And then 3 have deep low pressure over to the east of the country. They're looking quite cold and unsettled there. So yeah, up to the middle of December, I think things are looking quite cold, really. And then we may get a change to something milder later on in December, but certainly the first half of December is looking quite cold and wintry, I would say, or wintry at times. I have to be careful I don't go too far with this, because we aren't talking about a December to remember here. So if I start saying that, it's going to be cold and wintry for everybody, people will probably get the idea, but we're talking about December 2010. That is still in everybody's minds and memories. There's no sign of anything anywhere near that severe, but it doesn't have to be that severely cold to be just generally quite cold with wintry weather at times. Right, so CFSV2, and then wrap up video. So these are 500 millibar heights bring down to weak periods. The first weak period takes from the 30th of November to the 6th of December. The coming week we'll have high pressure over Scandinavia and away to our northwest. Winds are pulling in from an easterly direction with that, so looking pretty cold in the week ahead. Week 2 also looks cold. This is the 7th to the 13th of December. Again, Scandinavian high combined with a mid-Atlantic ridge. Low pressure is around Spain. Winds again going to be coming in probably from an easterly direction, so that looks like another cold week. Week 3 is the 14th to the 20th of December. Again, Scandinavian high is dominating the weather, keeping winds in from the east, and I would say looking cold there as well. Week 4 is the 21st to 27th of December. Christmas sees a bit of a change as the high pressure gets to recede back northeastwards a little bit. Low pressure comes in from off the Atlantic. It looks like the Azores high is starting to strengthen a little bit. So we turn the wind probably into west and the southwest. It might involve, snow initially, though, as that low pressure comes up against the Scandinavian high. It could involve like a snowy breakdown, and then going into something milder, perhaps, for Christmas. But that is 4 weeks away, and it is a very, very long way out. Temperature anomalies for the week ahead with CFSV2, 30th of November, 6th of December, are colder than average. Look how cold it is across many parts of Europe as well, by the way. So going to be cold in week ahead. Week 2, which is the 7th to 13th of December, it also hints at being a little bit cold now, especially so for England and Wales. Now, week 3 goes milder than average, and I'm not at all sure about that. This is the 14th to 20th of December. It's turning it milder than average, but that looks too mild based on the week 3 500 millibar high only. That anomaly, that will be bringing in an easterly, and that would be cold. So I don't agree with that at all. I think if that Scandinavian high is as strong as the CFS shows it in week 3 bed, it'll be colder than average. Week 4 also is milder than average. It's the 21st, 27th of December. That could be fair enough as the low pressure comes in off the Atlantic, although, again, you have to bear in mind that there might be like a wintry transition. Precipitation finally, so week 1 rainfall, 30th of November, 6th of December, drier than average. Week 2 rainfall, 7th to the 13th of December, is also rather on the dry side, especially so for Scotland. Week 3, 14th to 20th of December, that one is also a little bit drier than average. Week 4, 21st of December to 27th, is a bit wetter than average as it's turning more unsettled. If you enjoyed this video, please can you click like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids, and let us know in the comments what you think. We are getting ever closer to 9,000 subscribers, and it's absolutely great. So thank you everybody for doing that. Right, so that's it then. That is the end. It's got rather dark here in GavsWeatherVids. I'll have to turn the light on in a moment. So yeah, that's it then. So it looks like we're going to have quite a cold and wintry first half to December to me. And then possibly going to something, let's move that back over there to a brighter page. There we go, that should be a little bit better. So yeah, I think we could have quite a cold and wintry first half to December on our hands. Not a December 2010, not severely cold, but cold enough to bring snow to some of us some of the time. And probably the coldest first half to December that we've had for about a decade, I would think. So very interesting, and yeah, I would expect to see snow watch at some point in the coming days as well, definitely. Right, at 6 o'clock, we're going to be releasing part 2 of the 13th Winter 2020-21 update. That's going to be the final part, that's the final episode, and then all that remains after that is to premiere the winter forecast at 8 PM on Wednesday evening. So check out part 2 of the 13th and final winter update at 6. But for this video, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.